The old man schemed to use his daughter-in-law's body to pay off debt. China. Wanting to buy things without paying, Mr. Lai plotted for someone else to rape his mentally disabled daughter-in-law, which took more than a year to be exposed. Ton Xuan Lin, 44 years old, has been mentally disabled since childhood. 20 years ago, through a matchmaker, the family arranged a wedding for Lin to Li Dao, 2 years older, who lives 20 kilometers away from home. Dao also has a mental disability due to the consequences of a childhood illness, but knows some basic skills such as cooking porridge, washing clothes, and can communicate simply. After getting married, the couple slept in separate beds and had very little interaction. Dao only came home a few times a year, most of the time living at her sister's house 5 kilometers away, to conveniently follow her to work in the city because she could not drive herself. They have a son who is now grown. At midnight on January 19th, 2024, Lin unexpectedly gave birth to a baby girl at home. The umbilical cord was cut by her father-in-law, Mr. Lai, 73, with scissors. The husband's family did not know that Lin was pregnant, saying that it was because she was wearing thick clothes in the winter that they did not realize. When asking about how to register the child's household registration, Dao's sister learned that a DNA test was needed to determine the blood relationship because the child was not born in a hospital. On the evening of January 26th, Dao's sister contacted Ton Dung, Lin's younger brother, to ask for help with the DNA test. At this time, Dung learned that she had just given birth. After the call, Dung quickly arranged for Lin and her husband to do the test. But surprisingly, the results showed that Dao was not the biological father of the baby girl. Lin was almost raped on February 24, 2022. 6 months later, the perpetrator was sentenced to 2 years in prison for attempted rape. Suspecting that this time she was raped and gave birth, Dung reported the incident on February 8th. Over the next month, the police investigated more than 200 men. They asked men over 40 years old in the village to come to the commune committee headquarters to take blood samples. On March 23rd, Lin's father-in-law, Mr. Lai, was suddenly taken away by the police. Immediately after that, Dao's younger brother was called by the police to identify the suspect named Din Khan, 58 years old. Dao's younger brother said that in the past 2 years, Mr. Li had been very close to this person. Khan lived in a neighboring village, specialized in collecting scrap, and was married. According to neighbors, Mr. Lai did not have much contact with the villagers, only frequently visited Khan. Khan also often came to see Mr. Lai at home. Through investigation from February 2022 to October 2023, Mr. Lai had sex with Lin at home many times. From February 2022 to July 2023, Mr. Lai repeatedly allowed Khan to have sex with Lin at his house, causing the victim to become pregnant and give birth on January 19, 2024. Khan and Meister Li were detained by the police of Kungia City, Hanam Province, on March 23rd on suspicion of rape, and were officially arrested on March 27th. DNA testing results confirmed that Khan was the biological father of the girl. According to the Hanam Forensic Psychiatry Institute, Lin suffered from mental retardation, moderate to severe, and was unable to perceive and defend herself against abuse. At the trial on September 6th, Khan testified that Mr. Lai bought many things from him, including old refrigerators, televisions and tricycles, but always owed money. One morning in February 2022, Mr. Lai's 2 sons were not home, so Khan went to collect scrap. Mr. Lai told Khan to have sex with his daughter-in-law to pay off the debt. This continued until July 2023. Khan would come to Mr. Lai's house every half month or 20 days, usually in the morning when Mr. Lai's children were not home, a total of more than 20 times. Mr. Lai would call Lin to another room to meet Khan while he would guard the gate or wander around the yard to prevent others from approaching. In order to continue having sex with Lin, Khan gave Mr. Lai dozens of kilograms of wheat, along with a microwave and other items. When collecting scrap, Khan would occasionally give him a few more coins to please Mr. Lai. Mr. Lai admitted that Khan gave him a TV, refrigerator and washing machine in March 2022. In 2023, Khan gave him 3 microwaves, a 3-wheeled electric vehicle and a bag of noodles. On September 30th, the court ruled that Mr. Lai and Khan had committed rape, and each was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Khan must compensate the victim for 9,379 yuan in postnatal care, nutrition and other economic losses. After the case, the local government assisted Lin's family in registering a household registration and health insurance for the girl, and continued to monitor and provide assistance within the scope of their responsibilities. Dung believes that if the girl's household registration had not encountered any problems, Lin's husband's family would not have contacted him and the case would never have been exposed. According to Dung, neither family could deny responsibility for this series of events. Dung blamed himself for not visiting his sister often and not installing surveillance cameras at the Li family's house sooner. After the rape, in addition to the surveillance cameras installed by the police, Dung installed 5 cameras in the yard, inside his sister's room and outside the gate. In addition, Dung also installed an additional layer of steel gates with magnetic cards outside the first gate with the purpose of giving Lin a safe space to operate.